Hey guys, it's Mel. I just wanted to come to you with another little, what may seem basic, but a tip for Silhouette users, new Silhouette users. Because this is something I had trouble with just once. I didn't have quite the trouble that others have mentioned to me, that they actually cut through the whole mat. And I can see how you do it, because to me the Silhouette mat that comes with it, especially compared to the Cricut mat, is very flimsy. It's right now I have a piece of paper on it, but it's very, like, you can see how it's clear right here. It's not very thick. So this is just something basic I wanted to share. And before I do that, I want to show you what I actually cut out. I cut out this little baby shoe yesterday, so this is my second cut on there. So that would be really cute for favors. I think I would just have to size it a little bigger, and I put this little Brad on the other side. I just thought it was cute. I like making the little 3D things, which is why I got the cameo versus the portrait. But the quick tip is that this may seem basic, and it looks like it's not going to show you, but you guys know how when you power on your cameo, it says load cutting mat or load media. Well, I think initially it comes programmed to say, let me see if I get closer if you could see. Yeah, see, you can barely see it, but this is what your screen's going to look like. But you don't want it on load media, and that's what made it cut. And you may be able to see this, I don't know, but can you guys see? I wonder if I put a piece of paper behind that. Can you guys see here how it actually cut? Like, this is beyond, you know how you Cricut users, previous Cricut users, usually it would never cut up here. Like, even if you were on your Gypsy and you're designing and you put your image up here, just whatever came past this little line right here wouldn't cut, but it actually cut, you know, it didn't cut my mat through, but it cut like up where it's not supposed to. Can you see that? I was cutting out my name. But I found out that was because I put load media, and I think that's what you have to do if you're using the print and cut feature, but I'm not on that yet. Oh, there we go. We can see it a little bit better. So make sure it's on load cutting mat, and if it's not on load cutting mat and it says load media, all you want to do is use your thing here and just hit up or down to get to where you want to get, and then hit enter. And then load your paper on, because if you do it media, it's going to cut above that if you do it right. And then also another thing you want to make sure is when you have your mat, I'll just do this as an example, make sure that you don't have it, say, lined up over here. You want to get as close as you can to these two white bars that are set for your, if you're either doing 12 by 12 or 8.5 by 11. Mine will probably stay on 12 by 12 because that's, and even if I use a smaller paper, I'll just still use this mat. But make sure this round part right here, if you can have that, so that way the wheel's going along this one little thin clear edge, you should be good. I almost wish, and one other thing I learned too, that this is a built-in ratchet cap. And this here, your machine came with one, but it's just a loose piece, and I think they should have put like something on it that says do not throw away, because it looks like a piece of throwaway. But you actually need to save it, because if you ever have to change your blade settings, that's how you do it. But this one's built in, so you could take your thing out and turn it right here and change it right in here. So that's another thing I learned too, so I wanted to pass that on. But I almost wish that they would move the settings to where, like, you kind of could nudge this along here. And one thing I did like about the E2 is that they had two little notches that you couldn't go wrong to load your mat. Because sometimes, especially if you're trying to make a double cut and you're like, I was trying to cheat and use the lines. Like, say I cut something out, and see how you can kind of see the cut lines in here. I was trying to place the paper, because the first time my paper was like a little bit too small for what needed to cut, so I tried to place it on there. But unless you load the mat the same exact way and not an inch, you know, not a smidge to the right or left, it might not cut in that same path, and you might mess it up again anyway. But just want to share that important but basic tip of make sure you're doing load cutting mat and not the load media. So when you're the dots right here, then you would come down here and hit enter, and then you're good, and it shouldn't cut off the side of that. Another quick tip is, I've heard that you can use, and I've tried it, Cricut mats. And somebody said the TһiЗ or whatever they are, but I'm not familiar with those. But the Cricut mats fit in here fine. So if you, like a lot of us who have gone from the Cricut, which my Cricut's well loved, but I think I'm ready to see what this can do. But you can use all your old Cricut mats, and they're a little bit thicker, and I think they'll last. I think these are made to made to not last long, so you have to repurchase more. Just my opinion, because they're awfully flimsy to be a cutting mat, and not thick at all. And I almost remind you of like thinner acetate, yeah. But you can use your Cricut mat under there, and that kind of has more visible lines to the ruler on the side. This one has it. I don't know if you can see. There's like a little one here, but it's really hard to see. There you can see them kind of there, 1, 2, 3. But that's what I wish my virtual mat would look like in the Silhouette Studio. I just need those little numbers would help me tremendously, and I think I'm gonna, because you can comment to Silhouette, and please do. Any of you who are watching this who want that too. I'm not looking. I may eventually get it because I believe you need to use the SVG cuts. Files, you have to have the designer edition, but right now I feel like I don't need it, the designer edition, but I may end up getting, just for that fact, if that's the way you can use the SVG files, and that I'm not sure of. But if anybody knows that, please let me know. That would help greatly. But if you can write Silhouette and just tell them what, because they do updates of their software, just tell, request them for the Silhouette Studio if they could add a ruler, because to me that's not advanced. I don't I know there's some things that they're going to keep for the designer edition, but to have a ruler on your mat I don't think is a luxury. I think that should be a necessity. But maybe that's just me. So I'm going to write to them, and if any of you feel the same way, please write to them, because they hear enough comments, then they'll do an update, and then it will have that on in the next update, and I think that would be great. So just want to share those tips. So remember, if you're cutting, do load cutting mat, not load media. It could be an easy mistake. I did it. And you should have better results. And also, if you previously had a Cricut and still have your mats, whip them out and use them, and then you can have a couple if you're doing a project, and keep running them through. So I'm going to keep up these Silhouette tip videos, because I'm really happy to hear those of you who mentioned that these have helped you. So it'll keep me coming with the tip videos, because we'll all learn together and get them out of the box. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you have a nice Saturday. Bye.